Dear students, yesterday we studied properties of systems, intensive properties and extensive properties, thermodynamic process of the systems, different processes we have completed, then functions of the system, state function as well as path function and the internal energy. So all these we have completed yesterday. Today we are going to study heat, work, calculation of work for a gaseous molecule, zeroth law of thermodynamics and the first law of thermodynamics. So all these will be discussed today. First we take heat. So what is the symbol for heat? Q. So as we discussed, we have different types of energies. Heat is one of the forms of energies, right? So in book a definition is given. Heat is an energy in transit across the boundary between the system and the surrounding. We know that a boundary separates system from the surrounding, and this is the energy which is in transit across the boundary. Okay, so this is one of the forms of energies. And this heat is changed, then there will be a change in the temperature. Always heat changes is making a change in the temperature, both in system as well as surrounding. Then what about the unit of heat? Heat is expressed in terms of joule. So SI unit of heat is joule. Along with the joule, we use one more unit, calorie. Right? The symbol for calorie is CAL. 10 calories, 20 calories, like that we express. And what about the function? Whether heat is a state function or path function. Yesterday we discussed heat as well as work or path functions. So a system is changed from one state into another state. We call them as initial state to final state. So heat is a property of a system which depends on the path in which transformation occurs. How a system is moved from initial state into the final state. It depends on the path. Okay, so heat is one of the path functions. And its SI unit is joule. We use one more unit, calorie. And the definition of calorie is given in our book. What is the definition of 1 calorie? Consider water molecule. The temperature of water molecule is around 15 degrees Celsius. Okay. At 0 degrees Celsius, ice starts to melt. So at 15 degrees Celsius, water molecule is present in the liquid state. So 1 calorie is defined as the quantity of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Okay, so we increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius and we maintain around 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so quantity of heat required to rise 1 degree Celsius temperature for 1 gram of water in the vicinity of 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, vicinity means nearby. This is the definition of 1 calorie. Next, sign conventions. What about the sign of heat? That is a path function. It will have a value. Heat will have a particular value. So when there is a change in the system, there will be a change in the heat. Temperature will be changed. Heat will have a particular value we express in terms of joule or calorie. And what about the sign of heat? Heat may be expressed as a positive one or a negative one. So we have two sign conventions. Positive sign as well as a negative sign for the quantity heat. So what is the meaning of plus Q as well as minus Q? for a system, heat change is observed. If it is mentioned as a plus Q, means heat is absorbed by the system. It represents what? Heat is flowing from surrounding into the system. Okay, so this is absorption of heat. Heat is absorbed by the system. We can say heat is flowing from surrounding into the system. So heat is represented in terms of a positive sign. Then its opposite one, heat is liberated by the system. So as an exothermic, liberation of heat by the system. We can say heat is flowing from system into the surrounding. So we denote minus sign for the heat. So this is the liberation of heat. So heat is one of the forms of energies which is represented by the symbol Q and which is observed across a boundary separating the system and the surrounding. When there is a heat change in the system, definitely there will be a temperature change in the system as well as surrounding. It is one of the path functions. It has two signs, a positive sign as well as a negative sign. Positive sign indicates heat is absorbed by the system, flow of heat from surrounding into the system. Minus Q represents heat is flowing from system into the surrounding. So liberation of heat by the system, and the heat is expressed in terms of joule according to SI system. We may use calorie also, the unit. 1 calorie is defined as quantity of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius in the vicinity of 15 degrees Celsius. So these are all the points regarding the heat. Next we move into the next term, work. The symbol W. Work is defined as force multiplied by displacement. So displacement can be represented as X or S. In lower classes you studied S, isn't it? So work is defined as force multiplied by the displacement. So like heat, work will have two signs, positive as well as negative sign. We take minus W. Okay. This represents work is done by the system by spending energy. So heat is flowing from system into the surrounding, liberation of heat, thereby it does some work. So work is done by the system by spending the energy. So we may write mathematical expression for work as minus W is equal to F into X. This is a force, this is displacement. Okay. What are the characteristics of work? First point, like heat, work is also a state function. It depends on the path in which transformation occurs in the system. When a system is moving from initial to final state, it depends on the path in the transformation. Number two, like heat, it also appears at the boundary. So boundary separates the system and the surrounding. Work is appearing at the boundary. Third point, when there is a change in the system, definitely there will be work done. Okay. So energy change will come out as work done also. So a change in the system will make a work done. Then macroscopic changes. Consider macroscopic changes, which is not possible for surroundings. Comparing system, surrounding is a larger one. When we take the board as a system, except the board, remaining things in the universe are surrounding. So comparing system, surrounding is in larger quantity. So macroscopic changes will not make effective changes in the surrounding. So these are all the characteristics of work. And what about the unit of work? It is also expressed in terms of joule. Work is expressed in terms of joule. So this is based on SI system. And what is 1 joule? 1 joule is nothing but Newton meter. We know that Newton is a unit of force, meter is a unit of displacement or distance, and so on. Okay. So the definition of 1 joule is given in our book. So 1 joule is nothing but Newton meter. It can be defined as work done by the force of 1 Newton through the displacement of 1 meter. This is the definition of 1 joule. Okay. So here joule represents work. Right? Here we are not considering the energy. So work is expressed in terms of joule according to SI system. 1 joule is defined as a work done by the force of 1 Newton through the displacement of m meter or 1 meter. Okay. For smaller quantities, we use joule. For larger quantities, the higher units are expressed. 1 kilojoule means 1000 joule. Next, sign conventions. So as I told already, work is done by the system by spending energy. The sign will be negative. Okay. So when we take sign conventions, work is done by the system by spending energy is denoted as minus W. Work is done on the system by giving energy. We supply energy to the system from surrounding. So absorption of energy leads to work done. So it will be denoted as plus W. Okay. Liberation of energy, absorption of energy, thereby there will be an work done. Okay. So these are all sign conventions. So work is defined as force multiplied by the displacement. If work is done by the system by spending the energy, we denote the sign as a negative sign. The characteristics of work is it is a path function. It appears at the boundary. When there is a change in the system, there will be work done. Macroscopic changes will not happen for the surrounding because which is larger in nature comparing system. Then unit joule. SI unit of work is joule. 1 joule is nothing but Newton meter. It is defined as work done by 1 Newton force through the displacement of 1 meter. And we have two signs for the work also, plus as well as minus. Work is done by the system by spending energy. Work is done on the system by supplying energy. Next one, calculation of work. How can we measure the work done? Okay. So in elementary thermodynamics, work done is measured with the help of compression and expansion of gases. Why we say that elementary thermodynamics means at the initial stage, the appearance of work or work done for a system is measured with the help of two processes. One is compression, another one is expansion. So these two are common process for a gaseous molecule, isn't it? Gaseous molecules will have the tendency of moving here and there. Intermolecular forces are weak. So gases can be compressed as well as expanded easily. So gases will undergo expansion as well as compression. During that, work done can be measured. So we call this as pressure volume work or PV work or expansion work. So work is denoted as pressure volume work or PV work or expansion work because we measure work done during the compression of gaseous molecules or the expansion of gaseous molecules. So we may take an ideal gas we are going to derive an expression for work done. Okay. So with the help of expansion or compression of a gaseous molecule, we are going to derive an expression for work. Consider an ideal gas. Total number of moles n. So n moles of ideal gaseous molecules are kept in a cylinder. And we have a piston. So within the cylinder, we have ideal gaseous molecules. Number of moles is denoted as n. The area of cross section of this one, the area of cross section of the piston is capital A. Right. So as we discussed, the gaseous molecule will have the tendency of moving in a rapid manner, right? So within the cylinder, when the gaseous molecules are enclosed, there will be a pressure within the cylinder. We call it as internal pressure. Okay. P-I-N-T. Internal pressure represents pressure experienced by the ideal gaseous molecule within the cylinder. And this is the initial volume. Okay, before expansion or compression, we measure the volume. This is the initial volume. We take it as VI. Now the gaseous molecule can undergo expansion or compression based on the pressure. So we have internal pressure as well as external pressure. Okay. If these two are equal, the piston will not move in the downward direction as well as upward direction. External pressure, that means outside of the cylinder we have atmospheric air. There is a pressure for the atmospheric air. So outside the cylinder we have external pressure. Within the cylinder, the gaseous molecule will experience a pressure. We call it as internal pressure. External pressure and the internal pressure are equal, means the piston will not move. It can move in the downward direction or in the upward direction. It won't move. So if there is a difference between the internal and the external pressure, means the piston will move. Okay. So consider this situation. External pressure is more than the internal pressure. Outside of the cylinder, pressure is more. What happens? The piston will move in the downward direction. Okay. External pressure is more, so which is moving in the downward direction. Here volume decreases and the movement of piston is noted. So there will be displacement. We take it as dx. Okay. How much displacement is observed? So when external pressure is more than the internal pressure, piston is moving in the downward direction, there is a displacement. The displacement is denoted as dx. How long this will take place? Until external and internal pressure values are becoming equal. This will happen. Once both the pressure values are equal, piston will come to the rest. This is one situation. If internal pressure is more than the external pressure, what happens? Comparing the outside, within the cylinder pressure is more. So piston will move in the upward direction. Okay. So we have two processes, compression as well as expansion. This is expansion. Internal pressure is more. Piston is moving in the upward direction. Gaseous molecules will expand. This is expansion of gaseous molecules. How long this will take place? Until both the pressure value will become equal. If external pressure is more than the internal pressure, piston will move in the downward direction. This is called compression. When pressure increases, volume decreases. We observe the displacement of piston. Okay. With the help of this, we are going to derive an expression for the work. So work done during the change of pressure and volume. We take a system, when there is a change in the pressure and volume, what is the work done? That we are going to be measured. So initial volume is Vi. What is the final volume? Which is denoted as Vf. Okay. So after expansion or compression, the volume will be measured as Vf. So we know that work is nothing but force multiplied by displacement. Isn't it? We consider compression. External pressure is more than the internal pressure. Piston is moving in the downward direction. This is compression process. So we can say work is done on the system. Okay. So work is done by the system means minus W is equal to F into dx. Work is done on the system means it will be rearranged as W is equal to minus F into dx. Okay. Take this as equation 1. How can we calculate the force? Force is nothing but pressure into area of cross section. So how much pressure experienced by the piston, based on the experience of pressure, how much displacement is observed. So external pressure is multiplied by the area of cross section of the piston, we get the force. How much force is created on this? It's nothing but experienced pressure is multiplied by the area of cross section of the piston. Substitute this value in equation 1. So equation 1 can be written as W is equal to minus external pressure, area of cross section, and the displacement dx. Instead of d, you can use delta symbol also. Okay. Both are representing change. Dx means change in the displacement or change in the distance, like that. So instead of d, you can use delta symbol also. Okay, next. This is called change in the volume. Okay, isn't it? Piston is moving in the downward direction. So there is a displacement. Because of the displacement of piston, volume is changed. For compression, volume will be reduced. So A dx is nothing but what? Change in volume. You may write it as dV or delta V, anyone. So this is called change in volume. Change in volume can be calculated using initial volume and final volume difference. What is the initial volume? What is the final volume? From this difference, you can calculate delta V. Now the process is a compression process. For the compression of gaseous molecule, which will be a higher value, Vi or Vf? Vi will be the higher value, isn't it? So because of displacement, final volume will be lesser one. Piston is moving in the downward direction. Pressure increases, volume decreases. Comparing the initial volume, final volume will be a lower one. So delta V value will be negative. This is 5. This is 10 means you will get a minus 5 as the answer. Right? So to take this as equation 2, A dx is nothing but change in the volume. We use this formula to calculate the change in the volume. Final volume minus initial volume. In the compression of gaseous molecules, initial volume value will be more. So this will be minus delta. Substitute this value in equation 2. Work done is equal to minus external pressure into minus delta V. Why we get negative sign? Initial volume is more than the final volume. So that delta V value will be a negative one. So work done is equal to external pressure multiplied by delta V or dV. You can use d also. Change in the volume. This is equation 3. So this is work is done on the system. Because of compression of gaseous molecules, work is done on the system is expressed as external pressure multiplied by change in the volume. Okay. So during expansion as well as compression, always there will be a change in the pressure and volume. So it takes place slowly. The change will not be a faster one. It is a very slower process. So continuously there is a change in the pressure as well as volume in a slower manner. So that we write the equation as an integral equation. Equation 3 is written as an integral equation. So consider the integral equation. Okay. Then expression for external pressure. What is the expression for external pressure in both process? Compression of gaseous molecules and expansion of gaseous molecules. First we take compression. So pressure increases, volume decreases. In the compression process, within the cylinder there is a pressure, we call it as internal pressure. So when external pressure will be equal to the internal pressure, external pressure is more than the internal pressure, so that compression of gas takes place. So with this internal pressure, the change in the pressure is added, we get external pressure. So we write external pressure expression like this. This is for the compression of gaseous molecules. With internal pressure, we add change in the pressure because this is a lower value. Okay. By adding the change in the pressure with the internal pressure, we get external pressure. Then this is for expansion of gaseous molecules. For expansion of gaseous molecules, this value will be more than this one. Internal pressure is more than the external pressure. So change in pressure is subtracted from this internal pressure. So it will be equal to the external pressure. Okay. So the work done equation can be rearranged because we have taken an ideal gas. Right? What is the ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT. Within the cylinder we have taken an ideal gas. So ideal gas equation is used to rearrange the expression. So pressure is equal to nRT by V. So instead of external pressure, we write nRT by V. Substitute this in equation number 4. W is equal to minus integral. The limits are initial volume to the final volume. External pressure is replaced by nRT by V, change in volume dV, and this will be taken it out. So constant minus nRT integral of dV by V, the limits initial volume to the final volume. And you have studied integral formula, integral of 1 by x dx we already studied natural logarithm of x. So minus nRT, natural logarithm of v. The limits are initial volume to the final volume. We apply the limits. So Vf minus Vi, and we have a formula log A minus log B, means we can write it as log A by B. The same method. Instead of log, we have natural logarithm. So this can be written as natural logarithm of Vf by Vi. And natural logarithm can be converted into logarithm by multiplying 2.303. So W is equal to minus 2.303 nRT log of Vf divided by Vi. So this is an expression for work done. So what about the sign for the work done? We have expansion as well as compression of gaseous molecules. What will be the sign for work done? Final volume will be more than the initial volume. That means this is an expansion process. Okay. For expansion of gaseous molecules, W will be a negative one. Okay. Expansion of gaseous molecules means work is done by the system by spending energy. Final volume is less than the initial volume. This is compression of gaseous molecules. Work is done on the system by supplying energy. So W will be a positive value. So this is the derivation of pressure volume work. Okay, expression for the pressure volume work. So we have completed what is heat, what is work, pressure volume work. All the three concepts we completed. Next one, zeroth law of thermodynamics. This is derived with the help of first and the second law of thermodynamics. You take three systems. Okay. System A, system B, and system C. We have three systems. System B is in equilibrium with A, as well as system C is in equilibrium with A. So two systems which are in equilibrium with the third system separately. Two systems are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third one. In that case, there will be an equilibrium between themselves. This is called the zeroth law of thermodynamics. If two systems are in thermal equilibrium with the third one separately, between themselves there will be an equilibrium. It is called the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay. Next, first law of thermodynamics. So this is called the law of conservation of energy. Okay. Total energy of the system is constant. It is called the first law. So simply we may say total energy of an isolated system is constant. So first law of thermodynamics can be expressed in different way. Okay, in page number 195 they have given different statements of a first law of thermodynamics. By collecting all these, we can say first law is nothing but total energy of an isolated system is constant. So when there is a change in the system, internal energy will be changed, isn't it? So what is the symbol for internal energy? U. Change in internal energy can be written as UF minus UI or else U2 minus U1. A system is changed from one state into another state. The difference in the internal energy value will give you delta U or du. Okay. So internal energy of a system will be changed when there is a change in the heat energy. Either the system can absorb heat energy or it can liberate heat energy. Work is done by the system or work is done on the system. Anyway, internal energy of the system will be changed, but it will be a constant. The total energy of the system will be constant. Okay. During the change in the system, internal energy changes are observed, but overall energy is constant. We can say energy of the universe is constant. One form of energy can be converted into another form. So we cannot create as well as destroy the energy. This is the simplest explanation for first law of thermodynamics. Mathematically, first law of thermodynamics is written as internal energy change is equal to Q plus W. Q is the amount of heat supplied to the system, and this is work done on the system. Okay. Mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics. 5 statements regarding first law have given in our book. First law of thermodynamics is nothing but energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be converted from one form into another form. Whenever there is a disappearance of energy, the equivalent amount of energy will be produced. Third one, the total energy of the system and the surrounding remains constant. Fourth statement, the change in the internal energy of a closed system is equal to the energy that passes through its boundary. Heat and work are 2 ways of changing in a system's internal energy. So, different scientists, they have given the statements regarding first law. So, by combining all these, we can simply say total energy of the system is constant. So, with this, today's class over. Tomorrow we may find mathematical statements of first law of thermodynamics. Thank you.